Good evening. We're calling the meeting to order. I'm going to give it just one more second as we have a special guest who's joining us, and he is coming in the door now. So before we get started, we will let Mr. Pruitt get settled. Yeah, just let him sit closer to the podium.
Or you can scoot it over there, it doesn't matter, either one.
Probably be better than there's more seats over here.
Can they not scoot down? Just move that chair, Mallory.
Stays right there.
He can sit right there.
We'll put it behind you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Tonight, we have very special guests, several very special guests. And tonight, we will also be having the Youth of the Year finalists and the Junior Youth of the Year finalists from the Hassan Boys and Girls Club that will, Prince Washington is going to say the invocation, and then Josiah Taylor is going to lead us in the pledge. So if everyone will stand and let Prince come to the podium and lead us in the pledge, in the invocation.
May everyone bow their heads, please. Dear God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for everyone that is here today. We ask you, God, to continue to keep us, lead us, and guide us. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. And Josiah, will you come and lead us in the pledge, please?
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Thank you. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Pro Tem Washington.
Here.
Counselor Smith.
Here.
Counselor Conger.
Here.
Counselor Higdon.
Here.
President Dykes.
Here. Number 5, presentations, proclamation recognizing the First Class Auto Spa as February Business of the Month. I believe that is Councilman Washington, if he and Mayor Phillips will go down. And if you are with the First Class Auto Spa, if you will come up forward too. Is it me or is it hot in here?
Yeah.
It's hot.
I'm not gonna shake your hand. How you guys tonight?
Great. How you doing?
It is a great honor to get to do this. I'm going to read this, and then we'll let Counselor Washington have a few words. You sure you don't want to read it? Okay. Okay. Proclamation. Whereas the city of Northport, Alabama takes great pride in recognizing local businesses that contribute to the economic vitality, quality of life, and overall well-being of the community. And whereas First Class Auto Spa has established itself as a trusted local business in Northport by providing high-quality automotive detailing and cleaning services, demonstrating professionalism, attention to detail, and a commitment to customer satisfaction. And whereas through dedication to excellence and consistent service, First Class Auto Spa has earned a prominent reputation among residents, contributing positivity to the local economy and enhancing the appearance and value of vehicles throughout our city. First Class Auto Spa exemplifies the spirit of entrepreneurship, service that strengthens Northport's business community and reflects the values of hard work, reliability, and community pride. Whereas the city of Northport desires to formally recognize and commend First Class Auto Spa for its contributions and success as a locally owned business, now therefore it be proclaim that the city of Northport hereby recognizes First Class Auto Spa as Business of the Month, and the city extends its sincere appreciation and best wishes for continued growth and success. In witness whereof, I have set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Northport to be affixed this, the 16th day of February, 2026. Dale Phillips, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Give that to you. And there's you.
You know, first I just want to say thank you guys for coming and just being in Northport as a mom and pop small business owner. I understand, and you know, every day you in and out of the cold, hot weather, just doing a service to the community. So I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Here you go, sir.
Do you guys come to homes, or do you just have to
No.
come to? Oh,
Yes, ma'am. We don't do mobile.
I'm sorry. I was trying.
Yes, yes, ma'am. The location is 523 Bridge Avenue, so we're not that far.
Good. I'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you. No, okay. Okay.
We all deck out. The next presentation, I would like for Chuck Gordeau to come up. And this is a presentation to the new Northport Yellow Jackets, and I'm gonna let Chuck take it.
Okay. Thank you, Madam President,
You're gonna
for that
pay for that one.
invitation.
You'll pay for that one.
I'm aware. I'm aware. Okay, and don't put a clock on us.
You're good.
You're
No
good, okay.
timers.
Thank you,
That's
thank
just for Ron Davis.
Well, that's for the best, by the way. Okay, good evening, everybody. On behalf of Friends of Historic Northport, I'd like to thank our mayor, city council, and esteemed city administrator for giving us a few minutes to share with you an important part of our community's history. Tonight, we're honored to highlight the history of the Northport Yellow Jackets. It's a Negro baseball league team from our community that played at the end of World War I until just a few years ago. Their story is one of talent, perseverance, community pride, and dedication to the game of baseball. The research on this team was conducted by students in Dr. Julia Brock's public history class at the University of Alabama, and they're all sitting right here, and Dr. Brock on the end there. Through archival research, photographs, newspaper accounts, and community interviews. And by the way, we're going to have some more interviews now that we have more players here as well. So don't forget to leave your phone number. They have reconstructed an important part of our local heritage that deserves to be remembered and celebrated. We are especially honored this evening to have with us several members of the Northport Yellow Jackets, and I've met several of you. And we also have a Yellow Jacket, not a Yellow Jacket, but a ball player from Centerville as well. And so Mr. Newbern Pruitt, he was the manager of the Yellow Jackets, and he's here. We thank you for being here. He was brought here by Mr. Tony O'Rourke. Where is Tony, by the way? He's out there somewhere, and family, who has been invaluable in helping us connect with Mr. Pruitt and supporting the efforts of preserving this team's legacy. Also, Woodrow, thank you very much for your help. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Julia Brock, who will present the team, the team members, I like that word team, of her class and begin the presentation. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. As Chuck said, I'm Julia Brock. I'm an associate professor of history, and I also coordinate a public history program at the University of Alabama. And so the class that these students come from is a class that I teach every fall, an Introduction to Public History class, where students, we partner with community members of all kinds to, in service really to preserving and sharing the past. And so it's an honor for us to be here today. So I just wanted to say thank you to the council, to the mayor for having us. Thank you to Mr. Trudeau and Ms. Jobson for partnering with us. And especially thank you to the players who came, Mr. Jones, Mr. Newbern, and others who are the real experts in this history, but we're thrilled to share with you. So without further ado, Wes.
Yeah, so like she said, my name is Wes Maluda. I'm actually a Northport native myself, so this project has been awesome for me. But first off, I want to say thanks to y'all and everybody who's included and has helped us out in this research project. But let's go and get this thing started. So the story of the Northport Yellow Jackets offers a window into the rich but often overlooked history of the Industrial League baseball in Alabama during the 20th century. This project itself explores three things. The first one being how this semi-professional team emerged in Northport, the second being where and how they played, and the third being what role they served within our community, the Northport community. At the end of this, we'll conclude that in a time where segregation restricted economic and social opportunity for African Americans in West Alabama, the sport of baseball, America's game, the sport that we all love and grew up playing, served as a source of community engagement, leisure, and just belonging within this community. Understanding the history and revealing this history to the public does many things. One of them is helping the people of Northport just reconnect to our identity. Another one is it also helps to clarify the significance of industrial leagues and the Negro baseball leagues and what they did to communities that they existed within.
All right, to conduct our research, our team drew upon a variety of sources. First, we took oral histories from one of the players, Mr. Newbern Pruitt, who is here tonight. Also, Mr. Tom Morrison, who gave us some great anecdotes regarding the team and helped confirm some of the assumptions that we had to make during our research process. We also, for history regarding the broader history of Negro League baseball in the South in the 20th century, we visited Birmingham for the Negro Southern League Museum in Rickwood Field, which helped us put this history within a larger context. We also visited the West Alabama Heritage and Learning Center to research the possible playing locations of the Yellow Jackets, as well as their industrial sponsor, Holman Lumber. Newspaper archives were also used, and the Secretary of State's website gave us additional information regarding Holman Lumber. And our most important source was the Alabama Citizen, which was an African-American newspaper that was active in Alabama during the 20th century. The sports section of this paper contained hundreds of references to the Yellow Jackets throughout the 1940s and 50s especially, and it provided information like scores, rosters, and standings for the Industrial League teams in the Tuscaloosa area. One thing that I will note is due to the limited scope of our sources, if there are any factual errors that y'all might notice in our presentation, please feel free to let us know and we'll be sure to correct those. So I'm just going to give a brief overview of Negro League baseball in the area because it's impossible to properly understand the Yellow Jackets without explaining the larger picture that they fit into. So the Negro National League was launched in 1920 and was the premier league for most talented African-American baseball players. And there were lower leagues that served as feeders, just as they do today with Major League Baseball. The Negro Southern League was the most famous of these lower leagues, and it consisted of teams in many cities throughout the South, including the Birmingham Black Barons. Notable players included Satchel Paige and Willie Mays, who, if y'all are familiar with baseball, are some of the biggest names in the history of the sport. The Negro Southern League, as well as the other minor leagues, would sometimes pick up talented industrial league players. In these industrial leagues, factories and plants would sponsor a recreational team that would compete in local competitions with other plants. These leagues offered African-American communities a strong sense of a community as weekend games brought families and friends to the ballpark to spectate. They also provided rare opportunities to travel and to pursue new opportunities in the face of segregation. Many talented players, both before and after the end of segregation, including Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and even Bo Jackson, participated in Industrial League baseball. With an understanding of this larger history, we can now turn to the Yellow Jackets, beginning with their industrial sponsor, Holman Lumber.
Good evening, I'm Leanne Precise. I primarily researched Holman Lumber. So obviously to understand the Northport Yellow Jackets, you have to understand who their sponsor was. Albert Holman began a lumber company in 1911 with his partner H.L. Hughes as his partner. At the time, the lumber company was known as Holman Hughes Lumber. On April 4th, 1919, Holman Hughes Lumber Company would take out an ad in the Tuscaloosa News in the Help Wanted section. This ad read, shed hands and Teamsters pay $2.75 per day and give every Saturday afternoon free with the privilege of playing baseball. Though there is no direct naming of the Northport Yellow Jackets in this ad, we think that this is the first kind of connection between Holman Lumber and their interest in baseball more broadly. Additionally, there will be a baseball field built within sight of Holman Lumber Yard on 30th Avenue and 17th Street in Northport. Throughout our research, we've come across oral histories which recount how workers would walk from the lumber yard across the creek to play at the baseball field. This field is known as Holman Lumber, which we will elaborate on a little bit further on. The first time Holman's company is identified as Holman Lumber Company rather than Holman Hughes is in a 1923 section of the Tuscaloosa News, though there would not be a formal name change until Holman formally incorporated the company with Secretary of State office on September 2nd, 1947, with his wife Sally Price Holman and his son James Thomas Holman. Ultimately, the company would be dissolved on September 28, 1984 by its then president Richard P. Holman and Secretary Treasurer Marin A. Bain.
We get our knowledge of the team players from primarily the Alabama Citizen newspaper, which only began to run sports articles that mentioned the Yellow Jackets in the 1940s after World War II. During that time, the team was managed by Lester Lafton and Robert Hassan, who we'll focus on more in a minute. Full first and last names are rather rare to find at this time in the newspaper, and mostly it's the best players such as William Eatman, who one of the sports commentators said was the best pitcher in West Alabama, and only those sorts of people have more than just a first initial or last name written down. However, in the 1950s, the management of the team changed to be under C. Lelvers, and the sports writer at the Alabama Citizen newspaper changed, giving us a full lineup and names of all of the players on the team at that time. Some of the most important players for Northport history are people like Robert Hassan, who was the earliest mentioned manager of the Yellow Jacket team. He was a very important Northport citizen. He served in World War II and was the first African-American member of Northport City Council. He was named Northport Citizen of the Year in 1985, and there is a community center named after him. Another important man in the history of the Yellow Jackets baseball team is Newburn Pruitt, who's with us here tonight in the audience. He was he coached baseball and basketball in the Tuscaloosa Northport area and was a manager of the Yellow Jackets team in the 1980s and 90s. During his time as manager, Holman Lumber Company dissolved and sold its property, and there was discussion of building a shop on the site of the baseball field. But Mr. Pruitt successfully rallied fellow concerned citizens and petitioned Northport City Council to save their beloved baseball field, and it is still there to this day as a testament to hard work and the importance of community.
Hi, I'm Drake Yones, and I researched the fields that the Yellow Jackets played at. The Yellow Jackets primarily played at 3 different fields in the Northport Tuscaloosa area: Northport Diamond, the Holman Field, and the Alberta City Park. The field that is the earliest recorded is the Northport Diamond, with first reports of the field being as early as 1940, and the earliest game that the Yellow Jackets played there being recorded in 1946. Through oral testimony, it has been confirmed that the field was located near the Rose Lumber Company on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Northport, hence the name of the field. The second field we know they regularly played at was the Holman Lumber Field. Now, the Holman Field is located on the site of the Holman Lumber Mill on 17th Street and 30th Avenue in Northport. This field likely served as the home team of the Yellow Jackets, given that it was located on the grounds of Holman Lumber Company, which sponsored the team. Today, there are 5 baseball and softball diamonds located on the property, but through oral testimony, we have confirmed that the westernmost diamond is the one the Yellow Jackets played on. It is the one highlighted in the image. The final field we know they regularly played at was the Alberta City Park. This park has a well-documented history, with records supporting not only when it was constructed, but also how its role in the community has changed over time. The park was constructed sometime in the late 1940s, with the Yellow Jackets' earliest game there being recorded in 1948, when the park was called New. During the 1950s, the park would host not only baseball games, but would also diversify into traveling circuses and local fairs. Some point in the mid-1950s, the parkway began to shift focus primarily towards these local events. As in a 1957 map of the area, it is listed as a fairground. Sometime during this period, the park would be renamed from the Alberta City Park to the JC Park, which is what the park is called to this day, though none of the original baseball field remains.
My name is Josiah, and I mainly worked within the Northport community context. The Yellow Jackets served as an important source of community within Northport and Tuscaloosa, especially within the African American community. The Yellow Jackets played in the local Tuscaloosa County League that included 3 other teams, those being the Tuscaloosa Red Sox, Tuscaloosa Gray Sox, and the Holt Ironmen. Teams would set up games both inside and outside of this league, as it was only a semi-professional league. Records can be found of the team playing teams as far away as Bessemer. Players would switch teams regularly, highlighting the informality of the system in the area. However, just because it was viewed as less than professional doesn't mean it wasn't important to both the players and the community. Matches were often very competitive, as playing could be seen as reprieve from the strenuous working conditions facing the laborers. Families and friends of players would come to the ballpark to watch the team play, as was common across industrial leagues in the South. These events served as a way for the community to come together and celebrate together. One of the former players, mentioned earlier, Tom Morrison, recounted running through the woods near the park before the game as a way for the community to come together. Newspaper clippings give evidence to crowds often forms to watching these games, and the scores of these games being published in the Alabama Citizen showcases their importance to the community. It was common for the industrial sponsor to host social events the day before games, such as cook-offs or picnics, and these types of events could have taken place before Yellow Jackets games as well. These kinds of activities showcase that the Yellow Jackets were more than just a semi-professional baseball team in the area, as they gave a sense of leisure and community to the players, their families, friends, and even the wider Northport community. The history of the Yellow Jackets reveals not only the existence of a semi-professional baseball team in the area, but also a vibrant community that played and spectated. Though surviving documentation is limited, the team played a meaningful role in Northport's social life and the broader landscape of Industrial League baseball in western Alabama. By piecing together this story, our team highlights the experiences of players, managers, and fans, as well as how their efforts strengthened community ties and created opportunities. Preserving and interpreting the Yellow Jackets' legacy through our presentation could give this important chapter of local history, making sure it's visible and accessible for future generations. We also still believe there's valuable research that can be conducted, especially through oral interviews and histories. If anybody here today believes that they have any information they believe could aid this project, please don't hesitate to talk to us afterwards or reach out to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys for that presentation, and the mayor is coming down with a proclamation. Thank you.
Wow, what an honor to get to do this. As a person that has spent many years around the game of baseball and young people, I know just how much one game means to a lot of people. And to get to do this proclamation is an honor. We're getting to honor people here tonight that made a difference. And it is my pleasure to get to read this. Yes. Y'all want to come on? Everybody come on up here that was on the team. Get everybody. right, we're gonna get through this. Whereas many small towns in Alabama historically fielded independent baseball teams outside of formal high school and collegiate structures, drawing local athletes and fostering community pride throughout regional league and exhibition play. In Northport, the Yellow Jackets were a Negro League baseball team that played during much of the 20th century, serving as an important part of the city's cultural and athletic history. The Yellow Jackets were an industrial league team sponsored by Holman Lumber Company, playing first at a baseball field located at Rose Lumber Company and later at a field near Holman Lumber Company on 17th Street, commonly known as Holman Fields. I know you've already heard a lot of this, but we're going to hear it again. Mr. Newbern Pruitt, a lifelong resident of Northport, served for many years as manager of the Yellow Jackets and was instrumental in preserving Holman Field in the 1990s when the city considered relocating public works to that site. And Mr. Pruitt also contributed greatly to youth and community athletics through his involvement with sports activities at the Hassan Community Center, as well as with Para and the YMCA. Mr. Pruitt believed deeply in teaching young men not only the fundamentals of baseball, but also the values of discipline, teamwork, community, while keeping alive the proud tradition of the Northport Yellow Jackets. That means a lot, folks, right there. Therefore, I, Dale Phillips, Mayor of Northport, Alabama, do hereby proclaim Monday, February 16, 2026, as Northport Yellow Jacket and Mr. Newbern Pruitt Day in the city of Northport, and encourage all citizens to recognize and celebrate Mr. Pruitt's lasting contributions to our community and his dedication to making Northport a better place to live, work, and enjoy. Wherefore, I have set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Northport to be affixed this, the 16th day of February 2026, proclamation, Mr. Newbern Pruitt Day, and we're here to also recognize all the Northport Yellow Jackets. Sign my name, Dale Phillips, Mayor, City of Northport.
Does anybody else want to say anything from the team? I know you want to. Come on.
Benny Wade Clemens, good afternoon, everyone. It's truly an honor to be up here with an outstanding young man. Been knowing his family since I guess I was a child. The Pruitts, in fact, we're kind of related in some kind of way, but we know each other. I can remember every Saturday going up on Highway 43 to one of his cousins, his uncle's sister, to pick vegetables. Didn't like to pick vegetable, peas and cabbage greens and okra and corn, but I love to eat it. Anyway, I started playing for the Yellow Jackets and after I discharged from the Air Force in 1977, and kept me out of a lot of trouble. And instead of doing a lot of things I used to like to do on Saturdays, I went to bed, went to sleep because I knew I had to go to church, get something to eat, and play ball on Sunday. So it helped me. Plus just the atmosphere of bringing us together to do something that was positive, in unity for the neighborhood. Whether it was George Rose, where I initially started, or Holman Field, where I also played. But it gave us a sense of camaraderie, togetherness, and family and unity. And then traveling Centerville, Bibb County, Mississippi, even Tennessee, to play other flourishing teams. I'm talking about amateur black baseball teams that just wanted to play. It wasn't for no money. It was for the enjoyment of teamwork and just playing baseball. It was truly honored to know this man right here. Because I've been knowing him and since he had Little League. I used to pluck on the back of his head. The whole time. But just a lot of fun, a lot of memories, and a lot of love. Thank you, Mr. Doobie Pruitt. One more picture.
Good job.
He gonna find you now.
Now. We can't be talking about that orange and blue now. Well, I will be.
You got too many on one side? Oh, yeah.
Thank you all very much. Next on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Is there anyone that would like to make a motion to approve the agenda for February 16th, 2026 as printed?
Second.
That is a motion by Counselor Higdon and a second by Pro Tem Washington. Ms. Tubbs, call roll, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next on the agenda is visitors to address the council, and I have a very special guest, Mr. Walker Baker. If he will come to the podium, please. I had a phone call from his mom a couple of weeks ago and said she had someone who wanted to speak with me, and it was her son. Will you pull that mic down? Thank you.
Thank you.
And he began to tell me about an issue that is at on Rose Boulevard at Clear Creek and Huntington. I mean, Clear Creek going to town, County High. Walker, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, thank you for hearing my idea tonight. The intersection of Rose Boulevard at Clear Creek's back entrance is very busy in the morning and afternoon when school is in session. This intersection is very dangerous, especially if kids want to ride their bikes or walk to school. But you're probably thinking they could get kidnapped or something. But they could have an older brother or sister so they can make sure that they are safe. But they would still have to cross the dangerous intersection. So how do we fix this? What about a catwalk over the intersection that will keep kids safe, crossing, and kids could walk or ride their bikes to school. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And I also have a picture up there.
If you notice the, on the screen, that is actually a picture that Walker, I guess his mom printed the picture and he drew the crosswalk over it. So I think that is something that definitely we will take under advisement. And Counselor Higdon, that is in your district, so I'm sure this is good news for you as well. So thank you very much, and we will definitely be talking about this in the future. And would you like to say something, Mr. Higdon?
No, I think it's a great idea. There's a lot of children in that area. As a matter of fact, my middle son lives right behind that house in Clear Creek with 2 little children, and I think it would be great.
Ms. Dykes?
Yes.
I think we were aware that Mr. Baker had this idea, and so our city engineer has some thoughts he'd like to share with you.
Yes, Mr. Matthews.
The good news is we have already, council has already budgeted some money for doing these improvements. What we would need to do is there's striping changes, signal changes, pedestrian signals that would need to be added, as well as some concrete work that would need to be done. We're looking at adding those both at this intersection at Frankie Thomas, which is Colony Trace if you're on the other side of the road, and then at Rose Boulevard and Wildcat just down the street. I think there's a total, don't quote me on this, but I think it's $75,000 that's been set aside.
Okay.
We received proposals once on it already, and it was a little over budget, but our Public Works Department has agreed to do the concrete work with the handicap ramps and other sidewalk extensions that would need to be done, and then we're going to get quotes. That's going to be done during spring break, I believe, and then we're going to get quotes on the remainder of the work.
That's amazing. So see what your idea has done. It's already gotten our engineers working, and so hopefully you'll see something around spring break. And if you don't, give me a call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to 8A1, Mr. McGee.
Yes, this is for asking Northport to participate in the annual back-to-school sales tax holiday. It is the weekend of July 17th through the 19th.
We're already talking about back to school. Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt the ordinance declaring 2026 back-to-school sales tax holiday, July 17th to the 19th, 2026. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Conger and a second by Councilor Higdon. Roll call, please, Ms. Tubbs.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington.
Yes.
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 Yes. New business, Ms. Ram.
Yes, ma'am. This is a first reading on an ordinance that will annex 1.90 acres. The property is located at 4023 68th Avenue. That's in the Flatwoods community. It will have an original zoning designation of RS1, which is single-family residential. It does come with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission, and we will have a public hearing on March the 2nd.
I'll offer that up for a first reading. 9B1, Ms. King.
Yes, this is to establish the 2026 legislative agenda for the city of Northport. As you are aware, our legislature is back in session. This is a document that we send to our local representatives to let them know what we as a city are interested in and how we feel about specific items that have come before the legislature.
Good deal. Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt the resolution establishing the legislative agenda of the city of Northport for the 2026 session of the Alabama legislature. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Conger and a second by Pro Tem Washington. Ms. Tubbs, roll call.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington.
Yes.
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 Yes. 9B2, Mr. Davis.
Yes, I'm going to be very careful how I say this. Council president, because I don't get the leeway that Chuck
Right.
does.
Thank
I want to
you.
take a personal point of privilege, if I may. Chuck and the Yellow Jackets, y'all brought back some really good memories for me. Because I was here as a much younger city attorney when I had the privilege of having Pete Hassan on the council, serving as council president. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all got some big shoes to fill. Let me tell you. All right, sorry about that, but thank you. This is a Resolution authorizing water service outside the city limits on Tilly Branch Road, lot number 4. Staff recommends approval.
Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt a resolution authorizing water service outside the city limits to be provided to Mr. Stephen Dunn at Tilly Branch Road, lot number 4, pursuant to the conditions in the resolution. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Pro Tem Washington. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington?
Yes.
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 Yes. 9B3, Mr. Webb.
Yes, this is a resolution to purchase for DSL Electric purchase and install a control panel for a pneumatic tank at the water treatment plant. The existing one has reached its useful life.
Good deal. Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt the resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute a minor public works contract with DSL Electric Incorporated for a control panel for the pneumatic tank at water treatment plant in the amount of $16,147, and to authorize the city administrator to take all actions, execute all documents, and approve all expenditures for this contract. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Pro Tem Washington. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington?
Yes.
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 Yes. 9B4, Mr. Matthews.
Yes, this would authorize application to the 2026 Rebuild Alabama grant program for an award up to $350,000 and city matching funds, which are already budgeted at up to $100,000.
Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt the resolution authorizing the application for the 2026 Rebuild Alabama Act annual grant program. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Councilor Conger. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington?
Yes.
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 Yes. 9B5, Mr. Davis.
Yes, this is a motion to allow the city administrator to enter an agreement authorizing binding of insurance coverage.
Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt the resolution authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement authorizing the binding of certain insurance coverage and approve any documents related to said agreement. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Pro Tem Washington. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington?
Yes.
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 Yes. 9B6, Mr. Matthews.
Yes, this would authorize amendment number 1 with TTL Inc. for geotechnical services on the Montgomery Farm slope failure project. This would be a contract in the amount of $17,000.
I just want to say how pleased I am at our city staff for the way they've handled this situation and really done a great job with it. Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt the resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute amendment number 1 with TTL Incorporated for geotechnical services for the Montgomery Farm slope failure in the amount of $17,000. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Pro Tem Washington. Ms. Tubbs, roll call.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington?
Yes.
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 Yes. 9B7, Mr. McGee.
Yes, this will allocate funding to provide the $17,000 for said slope failure. That's coming out of 2025 Northport First funds that have been unallocated to this point.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to adopt the resolution approving the proposed allocation of the 2025 Northport First funds. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Councilor Conger. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington?
Yes.
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 Yes. 9.6 is consent agenda. This ranges anywhere from minutes, bill listings, to PO requisitions. I believe these were discussed in work sessions. Are there any questions or comments? The form of the motion is to approve the consent agenda for February 16th, 2026 council meeting as printed. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Councilor Conger. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington?
Yes.
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 Yes. I was a little stunned that we have no public hearings tonight. I was looking for the next pages. The only thing that I have tonight is don't forget this weekend is severe weather tax-free weekend. So y'all know in February when it's in the 80s, we're gonna have some problems. So be aware that this is tax-free weekend coming up. Is there anything else?
I wanted to remind everybody that we have a tree seedling giveaway.
That's right.
Here on March 28th, it'll be tree seedlings and a recycling event. It's from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. or to 11 a.m. in the lobby, but the trees do go away quickly, so get here early if you would like so.
I have heard people lining up out here, like before daylight, to get these trees. And if you get there much past 8, you're not getting trees. So you better get here early. Mayor Phillips.
I want to say again what an honor it was to meet Mr. Pruitt. As a baseball person my whole life, it is an honor to meet you, sir. And also I want to remind everybody tomorrow night it's the Mayor's Town Hall, speaking with Mr. Donahue. Spoke with him today and he's in town and looking forward to it. So I hope to see y'all here tomorrow night.
District 1, Councilor Smith.
Yes, thank you. It seems like it's a busy 2 weeks, next 2 weeks. Also like to add that there is a small business forum on Monday the 23rd at 5:30. Sorry, I stole your thunder.
You did.
And then there is another Mayor's Advisory Council on Thursday the 26th.
We'll be doing developments. Or developers.
Developments/developers. Yes. And then also the Bunny Trail grand opening down, it's in your district?
It's the 28th.
28th, Saturday 28th.
Yes.
At 10 a.m. That will be directly following the seedling giveaway extravaganza. Sorry.
After that, no one else has any business, so we're going to, no, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
Go ahead, Councilor Washington, Pro Tem Washington.
First, I want to say thanks to Chuck and the entire group from the UA guys. Y'all did a great job, and I mean, me and Chuck been talking about it for a while, and this was an honor just to sit here and listen to it. I spent many Sundays out there at Holman Field off 17th and 30th. I promise you, it was great family times. Mr. Newman, I want to say thank you for everything you've done for our community. He sits in the heart of my district. I just want you guys to know that. So he's one of our pillars of the community. So I want to thank everybody who had any input with this project and any thoughts. So once again, thank the council for allowing it and having everything approved today, and the entire staff. Thank y'all.
District 3, Councilor Conger.
Well, Mr. Smith stole half my stuff, but no, I would like to reiterate the Small Business Forum next Monday. If you are planning on attending and there's anything specific, topic-wise, you want to make sure is on the agenda, please contact me and let me know, or Ms. Tubbs. Also, the Northport Bunny Trail, which is presented by Junior League of Tuscaloosa, will open on the 28th, but there will be a series of events, so make sure you look at all of that and plan to attend those events. Also, I just want to say how wonderful it was to have Prince Washington and Josiah Taylor from the Hassan Boys and Girls Club opening up this meeting. And Mr. Smith and Pro Tem Washington and I had the privilege of seeing them at the Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year banquet. And if you are at all interested in being involved with our local youth, it was very impressive, that program. And so they are from our local Boys and Girls Club, and I'm sure they would love to have some more volunteers down there. So I was very happy to have them here with us.
Thank you. District 5, Councilor Higdon.
I just want to thank Walker again for coming up here. He did a great job, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I second that. Ms. Tubbs, you mentioned the seedling. You said March 28th, but did you mean February 28th? Yes. That's what I thought.
My months and years have gotten
I was going to say, is that 2027 or was that 2026? I just want to be clear, so we're all there.
You know, I do what I can.
We just give it all we can. Item 13 is executive session. The form of the motion is to adjourn this meeting into executive session to discuss potential litigation. Will you certify that, Mr. Davis?
I will certify that, yes.
Okay, the session is expected to take about an hour and a half. The council will not take action after this executive session is concluded. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
That is a motion by Councilor Higdon and a second by Pro Tem Washington. Ms. Tubbs, roll call, please.
Voting with Pro Tem Washington.
Yes.
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 Yes, that is I got new glasses and I can't see, 620 that we